Hello, welcome to the Daily Purposeful Movement Challenge. Today we have a 10-minute or so yoga class. So this series is what I typically do on an everyday basis because it just helps me stretch out, a little bit of strength and some balance work. So feel free to modify as needed. We're gonna get started in a child's pose position. So big toes together, knees apart. We're gonna drop your sit bones over those heels and bringing your forehead to or at least towards the mat. Then we're gonna walk your hands forward, separating your fingers, pardon me, and then just drawing your shoulder blades down your spine, feeling that stretch across your upper back. We're gonna draw your abdominals in, and then we're gonna slowly shift your weight forward onto your palms, tuck your toes in, or lift up to downward facing dog. So you're creating a deep inverted V. Again, pull your shoulder blades away from your ears, drawing your heels towards the mat. They don't have to touch. Straighten your knees a bit and drawing your chest towards your thighs. So from downward facing dog, we're gonna come forward to plank. Then shift forward slightly, elbows are bent. Feel free to come to your knees. We're gonna lower your chest down to the mat, squeeze your elbows into your torso, scoot forward into cobra, and then back to downward facing dog. We're gonna do that once more. So from downward facing dog, inhale forward to plank, shift forward, and then slowly lower yourself down for chaturanga, through to cobra, and back up to downward facing dog. We're gonna releasing your left heel towards the mat, pull your left knee back. We're gonna lift your right toes off the mat, pointing towards the back wall, maybe towards the ceiling. Think about your left heel, releasing it towards the mat. We tend to kind of come forward. Don't worry about how high that right leg is. You're lifting through your toes. We're gonna release your right foot back down the mat, downward facing dog, rolling your shoulders back, and then slowly shifting your weight over, and now lifting your left toes towards the back wall, maybe towards the ceiling. Pressing that right heel towards the mat, pulling your right knee back, and pressing your left shoulder down. Pull and engage your core. Coming back to downward facing dog. We're gonna come forward to plank. Shifting forward, here's your chaturanga. Squeeze your elbows in through to cobra with a big breath in. Exhale back to downward facing dog. We're gonna step that right foot back for three-legged dog. Now take a look forward between your hands and step that right foot forward. One or many steps to get there. Hands are gonna stay on the mat, press your left heel back. So really extend that left hip. Roll your shoulders back, pull your belly in, and step back to downward facing dog. We're gonna shift and step your left foot back, releasing your right heel, pulling your right knee back. Just feeling that extension through the hip. Take a look forward at your hands. We're gonna step your left foot through for lower lunge. Press that right heel back. So really feeling the stretch through your legs. Roll the shoulder back, draw and engage your core. We're gonna step back to downward facing dog. Forward to plank, shifting forward, here's your chaturanga. Through to cobra, so feeling your triceps, back to downward facing dog. We're gonna step that right foot back for three-legged dog. We're gonna step that right foot forward for lower lunge. You can choose to stay here or slowly bring your hands up. So trying to bring your shoulders over your hips and your ears over your shoulders. So you're gonna feel the groin stretch. Draw that left heel back. So looking down, you should be able to see your right big toe and your second toe. Just turn that knee out slightly. Arms high to the ceiling, hands in prayer. Your choice, just take a moment to feel that stretch through your hip. Then we're gonna bring your hands back down the mat and step back to downward facing dog. Choice to stay here, come forward to plank and add a chaturanga. So it's your choice. Through to cobra and back to downward facing dog. Releasing your right heel towards the mat. So really feeling that stretch through the fascia, that connective tissue that runs along the bottom of the foot, into your calf muscles, and your hamstrings, and lift your left toes back. Breathing. Take a look forward at your hands. You're gonna step your left foot through for lower lunge. You can choose to stay here, bring your hands up. So bring your shoulders over your hips, ears over shoulders, and draw that right leg back. So readjust if you need to. Turn that left knee out slightly so you're seeing your big toe and your second toe. So you're engaging all of your quads. Often that knee kind of wants to knock inward because we're using the three stronger quads. And then we're gonna slowly come back to downward facing dog. Coming forward to plank, here's your chaturanga. Through to cobra, and back to downward facing dog. We're gonna step that right foot back for three-legged dog. Releasing your left heel. We're gonna pause here for just about 5 more. Just feeling the reach, extend, stretch. Breathe. And then we're gonna step the right foot through for lower lunge. Choice of your hands, it's your choice for lunge.
Now we're gonna come into a balance. So we're gonna shift all of the weight, the work onto the right foot. Feel free to touch, kind of reestablish, and then reach those fingertips behind you. Pulling your right knee back. So you're gonna feel the stretch along that hamstring, there's my tobble, but feeling the work through that right ankle, working on balance, strengthening all those intrinsic muscles of that right foot. Then we're gonna come back to lunge. We're gonna add on. So we're gonna bring those hands down to the mat. We're gonna bring your left hand right alongside your right foot and come up into a twist. Now draw the right leg back, the left leg back, pardon me. So you're still feeling the stretch. Look where your right hand is reaching. We're gonna come back to lunge and step back in downward facing dog. We're gonna step the left foot back. So we're gonna hold here for about 5. So releasing your right heel towards the mat, pull your right knee back, reaching those left toes higher. So really feeling the stretch, the reach, the length of those legs. And then we're gonna step your left foot forward for lower lunge. I'm coming up to high lunge. Again, feel free, you can come to that right knee if you like, modify as needed. Draw the right leg back, seeing your left big toe, and we come up into a balance. So shift the weight to your left foot, and come up into a balance. If you tobble, that's okay, just come back, join us. Trying to level out your pelvis, pull your left knee back so you can feel that hamstring stretch, but the work through the left ankle, foot, toes, core engaged, and then we're slowly make our way back to the lunge. Sweep up to lunge, and then we're gonna bring those hands down to the mat. Pause for a moment in lower lunge, step the right foot back, now bring the right hand inside your left foot and come up into your twist. So twisting through your torso, look where your left hand is going. Draw your right leg back. So you're still feeling the extension of the right leg, breathing. We're gonna come back to lunge and step back to downward facing dog. You can choose to stay here. We're gonna come forward to plank. You come right into chaturanga, or adding on, we're gonna lower yourself halfway down, squeeze your elbows into your torso, press back up, then shift forward. Here's your chaturanga. Through to cobra, big breath in, expanding your lungs, back to downward facing dog. We're gonna step the right foot back for three-legged dog. Then take a look towards your hand, step your right foot forward for lower lunge, back up to high lunge, draw your left leg back. We're gonna take it into a balance. Take a moment to find that balance. Reach the fingertips the same direction as those left toes. With the tobble. Feeling the work through the right ankle. And then we're gonna step your left foot back for lower lunge. Now you can choose for high lunge to bring your hands to the mat and come to the twist that we did last time. Or adding on thumbs at heart center. We're gonna bring your body up a little bit, core engaged, because we're gonna bring the right elbow across that left elbow across your right thigh and anchor to the outside of your thigh and roll the shoulder back. So it's a deeper twist through the torso. You're looking over your right shoulder. If you've off that left knee, press your left heel back. You can come to the knee to modify. Breathing for 5. And then we're gonna slowly come out of your twist wherever you are. Take your time to come out of your twist and back to downward facing dog. You can choose to stay here. We're gonna come forward to plank. Holding here, we're gonna come halfway down for half chaturanga, back up to plank, then shift forward. Here's your full chaturanga, through to cobra, and back to downward facing dog. We're gonna step the left foot back. So last time with the sequence, drawing your right heel, pressing your left toes to the ceiling. We're gonna step your left foot forward for lower lunge. You can choose to stay here, come up to high lunge. So your choice, knowing that we're gonna come to a twist in a moment. So modify as needed, hands at heart center. If you're gonna come into your twist from here, we're gonna lift up a little bit, core engaged. We're gonna bring the right elbow across that left thigh, anchoring outside your thigh, and roll the shoulder back. So looking over your left shoulder. Press your right foot back if you're off the knee. Breathing. Two more. And then we're gonna slowly come out of your twist and then back to downward facing dog. We're gonna step the right foot back. We're gonna bring your right foot forward, but place it outside your right hand. So it's a little bit of a wider lunge. Come down to your left knee and the top of the foot. Now let your right knee roll it to the side. So we're gonna stretch that hip, breathing for lizard pose. You can come down to elbows and forearms. You don't have to. So you're really on the outside of that right foot, holding for 5. Now this is your side that you're like, oh yeah, I need this. Stay here longer. Don't rush it. I'm trying to fit a lot in 10 minutes. We're gonna come back and then tuck those left toes under, bring your left knee back and step back to downward facing dog. Pausing for a moment, roll your shoulders back. We're gonna step your left foot back for 3-legged dog. And then bring your left foot, step it outside your left hand, and come down to your right knee and top of the foot. Now roll that left shoulder out. Left out, knee out, there you go. Just feeling through the stretch to the hip. Breathing. Feel free to come down to elbows and forearms. But you're really on the outside of that left foot. Really feeling it through the stretch, through that hip. Breathing for 5. Spend more time here if you need. Don't rush it. And then we're gonna slowly bring that knee back to your shoulder, tuck those right toes under, come back to downward facing dog. We're gonna come down to our knees, separate your knees and bring your big toes together and come back in a child's pose. Just ease into it. You're stretching out your quads here a bit, bringing your forehead to the mat, pull those abs in. We're gonna take your hands and reach around and grab your heels and then pull your shoulders back. Drawing your sit bones back a little further. You can choose to stay here, reach your hands forward. We're just gonna breathe here for 5 more. Dropping your sit bones back a little bit more to really stretch out those quads. 2 more. And 1 more. There is a 10-minute or so yoga class. Thank you for participating in the Everyday Purposeful Movement Challenge. We're aging all together.